Evening, everyone. Welcome to another Where the Owls Sleep. Evening, gents. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, all good, all good.
I can't complain.
Our intrepid traveller, Sam, tell us, what's it like in Valencia this time of year, especially the old Mestalla?
Warm. I'm going to say that. It was lovely, actually. And the Mestalla, yeah. No, it's impressive. Bit old school. But surprisingly good atmosphere. Obviously, I went about 20 years ago, and that's the first time I've been back. And I don't remember the atmosphere being that good. But it might have been something to do with the referee doing everything he could to upset the Valencia fans. It was magic. You know, when you see a whole stadium just completely losing it because the referee is giving everything one way. It was great. It was a good game of footy. I was a little bit disappointed with Sociedad. Didn't think they did a lot, even though they won the game. And Valencia had some nice players there. They looked like they seemed quite together, especially about their owner. It's Mr. Lim, isn't it? They want him gone.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see all the same themes as usual: bad refereeing, unpopular owners, and controversial football, just in a different language. Lovely.
Are you worse at English or Spanish?
Who?
You.
Okay.
As it was warm, should we be turning your little white bubble a bit red this week?
It's a healthy glow.
I thought that was the sheen of your sweat when you walked back in earlier.
I missed a lot of the footballers. I was wiping the sweat from my eyes. Yeah.
It must have been a bit different. I think the last time you went and saw them was when they had sort of David Villa and David Silva, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had a great team back then, and they were in a real just avoided relegation last year. But yeah, they played with a lot of energy, a lot of pressing, even when they had 10 men, and really should have got a result. But I think because they were so much on the front foot, the fans really got into it. So enjoyed it a lot.
Nice. Well, we look forward to arranging the podcast trip out there in the new year then.
Yeah.
All right. Going on to a game on these shores, the big game on Sunday, not Newcastle, Sheffield United, unfortunately, Mitch, but the old North London derby. What did you boys think about that as our game of the week?
Just watching Sean trying not to smile.
Yeah, he looks very puckered up there, didn't he?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I'm just waiting for anyone else to comment on it before I go.
I'm going to let you go, Sean, because this would have been all of us going first if you'd been battered. So as it wasn't that bad of a day,
Yeah.
you might as well have your say, mate.
Yeah, no, exactly that. It wasn't as bad of a day as I thought it was going to be, which is a positive. You know, it's a tough one because I keep hearing this thing about, Spurs are really brave and da-da-da, and we were, but bravery comes when you've had a bit of sort of something's happened and it's not worked out right. And I really think, I'm sure you guys agree, the turning point in that game was when Jesus put that ball over the bar, because we was doing exactly what Postecoglou wanted us to do, trying to play out from the back. But if Maddison loses that ball and we concede from that, I do think the game changes completely. You know, like Arsenal then are 2-0 up in the first half, and our bravery is then seen as naivety, you know. So it's sort of, it's one of them turning points where if that goes in, do we then continue to do what we're doing. From what I've heard and what the manager wants, yes, but if you lose the ball in an important game like that and they then go 2-0 up, do you then continue to do what you've been told to do? I think that was a massive turning point, not just in the game. I genuinely think possibly in our season, because I just feel like that's a point where someone can go, you're not good enough to do that. And yeah, like after that, we grew in confidence, don't get me wrong, and we started doing things that I thought we should have been doing earlier in the game, which is like clipping it in behind them, like our goal comes from Maddison clipping it over, Kulusevski's then one-on-one with Zinchenko, and I think that was where we should have been sort of matching us up. As much as I love our midfield, I feel like the matchups there were Kulusevski, Zinchenko, and Johnson against White. I'm happy. I feel like we might have got away with it in the first half, but in the second half, we pressed and we could have got a winner. I feel like a draw was a fair result,
Yeah.
What do you think, Mitch?
The only thing I disagree with what Sean said there is I don't think that was the turning point. It was a key moment that could have really put Tottenham massively on the back foot and really doubt what they were trying to do. I actually think the turning point was not long after that. Maddison came in short again and he got his touch right and they started playing and they played out. And I think all of the players that looked a little bit off, like Adoji, horrendous for 25 minutes. Pepe Sarr didn't seem to be getting in the game. Basuma wasn't playing the way he was. As soon as Maddison had made his mistake, he came in, he'd taken a good touch. Tottenham had played out through Maddison a couple of times in that same move. And I think it lifted everybody because it was like, right, he's made the big mistake that we've got away from, but he's come in to still play the way and we've got out. We can do this. We can play the way we want to play, regardless of if there is an odd mistake in there. And I think everybody grew from that point where it was only about 5 minutes after when Jesus nicked it off him. And he came in and they played out. And I think the whole Tottenham team grew from that point because it just showed all of them that regardless of if you're going to make a little mistake, if you're going to give the ball away, keep playing the way we want to play because it will work. Eventually it will work. As long as we all believe in it, it will work. And I think all of them started believing in it in the point where he next came short and it made it work.
Yeah. I didn't understand the Adogi narrative, to be honest. Like, he got a silly booking, which I've said during the week, like, if that's at Tottenham Stadium, that's not a booking. I feel like the crowd pressured that booking because he got too tight. Saka's clipped it around the corner. I don't even know if the ball went to an Arsenal player, but it's a booking, blah, blah, blah. After that, there was this narrative of Saka's got the beating of him. I actually don't remember Saka beating him. The goal, I personally think, I've watched it a few times, is Johnson's fault. They haven't really talked to each other and he's gone with White, Adogi, and Johnson should probably go with Saka.
Yeah.
It's the first time they played with each other. I probably wouldn't put that much fault on either of them, but the fact that the fault was being put on Adogi and it was like, he's got the beating of him. I was trying to remember a time where Saka got the beating of him the whole game and I couldn't tell you. I thought he'd done really, really well. Not just after the booking, I thought before the booking as well. That's probably his toughest test of the season. I can't, maybe Salah tomorrow might give him a good test, but as a right winger goes, I think he's probably passed the hardest test he's going to have this season. So
I think you put that bang on there. I wouldn't lay blame at either player. Like you said, first game they've played together. For me, the booking was just about fair because he had a few niggles before that, and I think he did foul him a couple of times before the booking, and because it was 3 times on the same player and it was a borderline booking on its own, I think the booking was fair. But it literally just was no knowledge of playing with each other.
Yeah,
because if that's a you could pick any fullback and winger pairing throughout the years. If they've played with each other enough times, the left back goes with the runner and the winger stays with the ball because it's the closest man. So the winger's not doing an extra 20 yards running.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just didn't have that understanding. Johnson was still trying to go with his man, which you're always told to do, go with your man. But in that situation, he should really stay with Saka. Doji goes with his man. They lost him, and it was an unfortunate one, to be fair.
And to be fair,
the only reason I said he had a pretty horrendous 25 minutes was because there was a couple of fouls. He did get booked, and then he gave
the back pass
that was just ridiculous. But after that, I thought he was impeccable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone I thought was impeccable second half was Basuma. Oh Lordy, did he run that second half? He was fantastic. I thought Kulusevski was superb throughout the whole game. I thought he was a little bit unheralded. Obviously, I don't expect much from Sky commentary, as we said about the Udogie narrative. But Kulusevski was superb. I don't remember Zinchenko really touching the ball in anywhere dangerous because he was just constantly concerned with what Kulusevski done. I thought it was interesting, Big Ange picking Johnson ahead because I did say I didn't fancy Richarlison up top and that Son would be better as a false nine, and that kind of worked out, I'd say, because Tottenham did look good. Although I think Sean's bang on that. That was massive. If Arsenal go 2-0 up, I'm not sure you see that same second half performance from Tottenham.
Yeah, I think as well we were quite lucky with. I think was it Trossard went down in the warm up. Because I think I don't know if you guys. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but Nketiah for me, when I saw Nketiah as a 9, I was thinking, like as new as our two centre back pairing are, and I do rate both of them, as you know. Like we haven't really been tested. The probably only real number 9 we've faced is Foster, and he did cause. For a good 20 minutes, he caused us problems. I know against Sheffield United, McBurney, he is a proper number 9. That's why I'm coming on to this weekend. I'm worried about tomorrow because I feel like, as much as I love the two we've got at the moment, because I feel like Romero's the aggressor and he goes and tries to win things, and Van der Ven then sort of tries to fill in. There's a nice balance there, but we haven't been tested against the proper number 9, and tomorrow with Núñez, that's the real test for them too. Like as a team, our test was last week, and we've got away with it. Well, not got away with it, but we've got through it. Tomorrow, that's their test. I think that's when I see if they are as good as I like to hope they are.
He mainly plays Gakpo though, doesn't he?
As a
Núñez
9,
has been impact sub. Yeah, I think Núñez played. Didn't he start midweek? Núñez in the Carabao.
I think he started against West Ham.
Yeah.
Did he?
Oh, did he last weekend?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I was sort of.
I always thought they were playing Gakpo similar to how Firmino's played for a long time with Salah, and then they make that similar run. So Gakpo comes out, and then one of the wide men fills the gap, and I feel like your back four is set up for that. To be fair.
Yeah. So for me, like I'm going to say this now and guaranteed whoever I say, but Gakpo, I think, would probably play into our hands. I think Núñez, I'd be more worried about, but I could be proven very wrong, you know.
Yeah. Very quiet there, Samuel.
Yeah, just listening in. I mean, I was actually traveling down to catch my flight, so I didn't see a lot. I've seen some of the highlights. A couple of points, really. One, this would have been a lot more fun if Spurs had lost. And the main one, I think, really. Well, secondly, I'm a bit confused. Who's this Maddison you all talk about? I only aware of Madders. And then final one for me, really, I got to mention the Saka thing. I found the celebration thing. First one, fair enough. He's having a bit of fun. It's a derby. But when he then proceeds to get completely ruined by Madders in the corner there, for the equalizer, why are you doing the celebration again after you've been absolutely rinsed? Now, I like Saka. He's never done anything really other than just play his football and play really well from whenever I've seen him. So it seems a bit out of character. And then, like I say, it baffled me. First one, like I say, fair enough. Second one, mate, he's just turned you inside out and made you look stupid. What are you doing? But like I say, I didn't watch the full game, so I haven't got too much on that one. Good result, I'd say, for Spurs, and a great result for Man City, I guess.
Yeah,
I have to fully agree on that Saka thing. It looked to me as if it was the kid that's sort of on the fringes of a friendship group, trying to make himself feel involved by doing Madison's celebration to try and get himself in, and it backfired stupidly both times. He got turned inside out first. The second one, Madison literally stole the ball off one of their players 40 seconds later and slipped in on for a goal. It's like, it makes no sense. It really makes no sense just trying to wind someone up in that case when they're on the pitch as well, to the point that it just makes yourself look silly. The first goal wasn't even his as well, in all fairness.
I say no angle. It's maybe they're really good mates and it's a bit of fun and that's fine. But it just struck me as odd doing it the second time after, as I say, you've been turned inside out and made to look a little bit daft, really.
He's just representing the Arsenal fans. They always try and do stuff that they think is funny.
Here we go.
That way. Also, while I'm on it, I'm thinking about, since when did Arsenal started coming out to this fucking shit North London forever or whatever that tosh is? Yeah. Are they trying to like fake build an atmosphere again?
North London forever, but they haven't been North London forever. So
hang on, I didn't realise it was just piling into Arsenal this evening.
It's a weird song to sing. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, we'll watch out. All the season ticket holders will start throwing their quinoa and shit at us, won't they?
I've still not even heard it. I see a poll and some weird crap on Twitter about who's got the best song in the league, and it was like, have Arsenal even got a fucking song? I've still not even heard it, so I don't even know what it sounds like.
Yeah,
it's not very good.
They were comparing it to like "You'd Never Walk Alone" and stuff like that. I don't even know what this song is. How are you comparing it to "You Never Walk Alone"? Everybody knows that. It was that. It was "You Never Walk Alone," Bubbles. There was another one, I think. It might have been "Blade and Races," and this new one I've never even heard. And I was like, well, the Arsenal one comes last because I don't even know how it goes.
Like I say, they're just copying proper football clubs with a decent anthem when they come out, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've got a stinking cold. I've got the
Okay.
And I can't pick on Tottenham.
You haven't got the hump. You've got more of the hump. You've always got the
hump. Point taken.
And you can't pick on Tottenham this week.
This week, yeah. I'm all about fairness. I'm going to pick on everyone. Yeah. Just wait till we start on Chelsea. Oof, I've even got numbers to prove that. It's just not my own twisted opinion. Going from last week's game of the week, this would be interesting. What are we actually going to pick for this week's game of the week?
I think we go for the obvious pod one. I think, as it's a Mitch v Sam derby, the derby off.
I mean, how it can't be Brentford versus Forest is beyond me. But, fair enough.
Sell it to us, Sam. Sell it to us. Right. Yep, that's your chance. You have not sold it.
I've got nothing to work with there.
I mean, on the Burnley point of view, I thought they played quite well against Man United. Saturday night, was it?
Yeah.
Probably should have got
a
result.
Before,
yeah.
Wasn't even evening.
Yeah, I don't know. We've played a lot of good teams, teams with momentum. We've got another one tomorrow, so it's not been very friendly at the start of the season to us. We are playing some nice football, he's sticking to his guns, and he's obviously that's the way they're going to play. Bit open at the back, bit likely to get caught out, certainly against the top 7 or 8 teams, I think. There's a couple of teams I'm dreading playing, Liverpool, namely Arsenal, actually, because I think they will really, really potentially put a score on us. Worried about tomorrow in terms of our ability to defend set pieces, because we're not very big anywhere on the pitch, to be honest. So there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of weaknesses, which is borne out with the results so far. Playing nice football in between that, carrying a threat. The only game you would say Forest away, that we had on paper, you'd think, yeah, chance of getting something. We got something. So potentially when this little run of fixtures, I think we got Newcastle and then we've got Luton on Tuesday, which will be big. Then we've got another struggling team in Chelsea. So after that, I think the fixtures start to be a bit more like the teams in the middle. And that will be more of an indication about how we're going to go this year. I'm not too down on it, not too up on it at the moment. Like I say, they're doing all right. They're very young. It's a very young team that we've got. It's the total opposite to the Dyche years. It's hilarious, really. You couldn't be more opposite. The football we're playing, the age of the players, the strengths of the team, and conversely the weaknesses. So it's interesting, but perhaps not that enjoyable so far.
So is that you admitting defeat on the weekend?
I struggle to see us getting something away at Newcastle, to be honest. I think they're a good team. Obviously, they just tore apart Sheffield United. They've just beat Man City midweek. They got some Champions League football going on. The club's on a high. But they have to. And as again, I think because of the fact that we have got weaknesses, they are not going to find it too difficult to score a goal or two, at which point it's going to get really difficult for us. So I'm hoping really we just put in a decent performance. It'd be great if we got anything, but it would be a bonus.
Mitch, is Eddie Howe up in his game after a slow start? Because apparently there's an agreement with Zidane. I saw on Twitter today.
Yeah, I saw that.
For what?
Saw that.
What?
The management.
What is that?
What?
To come in as manager?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Piff Posse.
The Piff Posse.
Dan would not know what to do with Jacob Murphy. Let's be real about that. Come on. He wouldn't understand that at all.
Get him
No, to be fair,
oranges.
our start was odd. Like, we came out of the traps massively quick against Villa. Like, we were a goal up. Dream start after about 6 minutes, and we tore them apart. But then from there, we hadn't played well, really, until Sheffield United last weekend. Like, we played okay 11 against Liverpool, but to lose, being 1-0 up against 10 men, to lose, you can't really say you played that well. City battered us in the league game, to be perfectly honest. The scoreline just didn't show it. And then, I can't even remember what the other game was. But then, AC Milan battered us. So until Sheffield United, we hadn't really put together a proper performance. Which was why last week, when we said on the pod, I said about Sheffield United potentially beating us, because it's one of those fixtures with the way that we were playing, that if we played how we had been the last few games and they nicked a goal, you could see the confidence coming out of us. But this week, I think will change the mentality of the team massively. The 8 against Sheffield United, which I don't think any Newcastle fan would have ever predicted. And then the hour before the Man City game, when I saw the team news, I was debating ever even watching the game, to be honest, because when you line up with 2 fullbacks who have never started for the club, and then Lascelles and Paul Dummett at centre-back, you're very worried about regardless of what 11 Man City put out. We had a 17-year-old playing holding midfield, and the team just didn't look like it was set up to win. It was one of them. It was looking like we were looking to sacrifice the League Cup to progress elsewhere. And the first half performance looked that way. Second half came out a completely different side and actually looked really good. Like that second half performance would have given everybody a boost because we were unbelievable second half midweek. So yeah. But on the Burnley thing, I said it in the group a few times last week. They played some fantastic stuff against Man United for me. And they were undone by a moment of sheer brilliance. It's a pass that you'll probably never see Johnny Evans play again on his left foot. You potentially see Fernandes do the finish again a couple of times, but 9 times out of 10, he does not put that in the corner like that.
I don't understand the hype about the Johnny Evans pass. I think it's a really easy pass.
Yeah, but it's his left foot.
Yeah.
He's right-footed. It's on his left foot. Man, I played one to you like that probably about 10 years ago at Hayland, and even after the game, he was like, "Really on your left foot?"
I didn't put it in the corner either. I think it was in the stand.
On his right. I think you want a pen. You want a pen, Sean, to be fair.
Oh, see, you got
on his right, I would have said it's an easy pass to play, but on his left, it's pinpoint, and the finish is unreal. Yeah. Other than that, I thought Burnley had pretty much the whole game, and it showed they were lacking their main number 9 and a little bit of real quality. The one that hit the post, if that goes in, I think the United shoulders drop and Burnley go on to win it. And
I think that was a good save from
they were really, really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate, I thought they were.
On that as well, though, do you reckon he's got an eye on PSG in the week? Does he make changes for the Burnley game, or? We
rested loads Tuesday, so it makes me very unsure. I think we see both the young fullbacks again, but I think one of our 2 main centre backs come in, probably Botman. So I think we see the same back 4, just Botman in for Dummett. I think Bruno comes back in, and then the front 3 could literally be anything.
Yeah.
Guess it's just who Tyndall decides to pick, isn't it?
Yeah. Old mad dog.
I mean, he really takes my eyes away from the game whenever I watch Newcastle on telly now, because it's just, oh, I wish I could clip that. Oh, I wish I could clip that.
I hope Zidane.
I think it'll be an interesting game. I think it'll be a very interesting game because I think where last week I thought Burnley played a way that Man United wouldn't like. I actually think they play a way that plays a little bit into the way that we play.
I think Trippier putting the ball in with the height advantage that you'll have. Not that you're not a set piece team. That's not what I'm saying. But I just think that could really. Our keeper doesn't leave his line. The small child we have in goal, and I think that we could get really hurt with that tomorrow because of the.
I don't think Trippier plays. I honestly think we save Trippier for PSG. I think we go Livramento.
Right, so predictions. Like, Shawnee obviously got game of the week bang on last week, so is he going to do it again?
I'm going to disappear from the camera for a minute because the pen that I picked out beforehand doesn't work, so I need to get another one.
No, don't let him off. Like, I wasn't let off last week.
I'll be back with my prediction. I just need to get a pen.
He's got a valid reason, Sean.
I'm going to go 3-0 Newcastle.
Oh, jeez.
Out of order.
Yeah, you won 4-1 Arsenal last week, so I'll never forget.
I'm going 2-0 Newcastle. I reckon they'll get what they need to do early, and then rest some legs for midweek. You going for a Burnley win, Sam?
There's silence both of them there. Look,
go for
I'm just writing down what you two have said. To be honest, I'll do mine in a minute.
Go on. I'll go for a shock 2-1 Burnley win.
Okay, 2-1 Burnley.
Stop smiling, Mitch.
No, because Shawnee stole my number 1 and Stocky stole my number 2. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-2. 3-2 Newcastle.
Oh. No way, Pope.
I think Sam would be celebrated if they get 2 goals.
I'm gonna go 3-2.
It'd be world shaft.
that keeper that came from nowhere that they've got, he's classy. He is.
He's a very good lad, to be fair. Don't know where we plucked him from.
Who plucked him from obscurity?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think it'll be a very interesting game, to be honest, because Burnley play a lovely style of football, and I think we play quite high tempo. So I think if we're off our game, I think they could pick us apart. But vice versa, if Burnley are slightly off their defensive game, it could get horrendous.
Yeah, I'll be trying to play football myself in Romford, so I'll be avoiding most of the pain in one respect and absolutely stacking it up in others.
I know which one I'd rather watch.
Yeah, do you want to do some predictions for that one?
Apparently it's in Harold Hill, so it looks like we're on a day trip.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Mate, if I hadn't done about 2,000 miles in the van this week, I'd potentially rock over. But no, it's family time this weekend.
Wise.
Wing back, I'm going for.
Oh, I'm definitely coming.
Yeah, just make sure you're there for kickoff, because once he's done that one sprint, I think that's a lot. I think all that tapas this week's going to be weighing him down.
Sprint, you say?
Sprint, yeah. Right. At the beginning of the season, I think this might have been when we was on reduced numbers. We said whichever team signs Casido will put in our bet. It turns out that was a bad choice, because Chelsea have trying to be slightly diplomatic, but they've been shy, really.
Yeah. I'm going to take a bit of a back seat here, because my working out of my pre-season prediction probably led to the fact that Chelsea were even in the conversation from our pre-season bet. So,
yeah. All right. Let's go more. We'll go for the more earthy opinions in this first before we get too technical, right? Sam, what?
I'm not sure how to take that, but go on.
Well, no, you're
I'm not a stat man. You're right. I'm not a stat man.
So much of a.
I don't like to get into inverted fullbacks and that either, or triple pivots.
All that fluff.
All of that fluff, or XGs. Yeah, you're right. I'll go with earthy.
Earthy is a great word. Wow.
Sam,
my thoughts on Chelsea.
Why are they toilet?
No plan. It's just, you can just chuck a load of expensive kids together and hope it's going to go okay. They've bought so many. They're carrying such a big squad. They're paying them all a fortune. Where's the plan? What's the aim? What's the thinking? It's beyond me. I've heard some Chelsea supporters say that it's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant thing, that they've cracked it. They've got their way around financial fair play, and that they've set themselves up for the next 10 years of a team that's really going to do something. I can't see a single sign of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Pochettino gets the boot before Christmas, because they just look absolutely basket case at the moment. They're all over the place. They, as always, it's a striker's graveyard, is Chelsea. They've gone through so many, and they still can't find someone to put the ball in the net regularly. So, really, I just can't see what they're trying to do at all. Like where's the thing? You watch a team if you can see a style they're trying to do, or if you watch if you can see that the team's buying players of a certain profile, and you can see, even if you don't follow them or support them, you can see what they're trying to do. I'll bring it back to Newcastle. Yes, they've had the Saudi money, but they've put together a squad that makes sense, and they play a style, but they can also mix it up. But you can see the signings make sense. You can see that they're trying to do something. Spurs, you can see what they're trying to do at the moment. Like they've switched back to getting young, hungry players looking to play an attacking style of football. You can see what they're trying to do. West Ham Moyes has a plan. He has a style.
Yeah.
He buys players to it. They try and tweak. They try and play around with it a little bit. Like bringing in some nice technical players like Paqueta and the rest of it. But essentially, there's a plan. You can see that they're working together as a club and they're trying to do something. It seems to be completely missing at Chelsea. There's no clear view of what they're trying to do. Now, I don't follow Chelsea that closely. They don't interest me very much. So that might be unfair, but that's my earthy view on it, Stocks.
Hey. Before I go all stat heavy on where I think they've dropped the ball, what are you thinking on Chelsea this year, Shawnee? Or what would your reasoning for the shambles?
Yeah, I can't add much more than what Sam just said, to be fair. Like, a massive thing that you said there, like the profile of a player, I could see all these players coming in, and once one comes in, I go, okay. And then the next one comes in, I'm thinking, well, he's not in the same sort of bracket as the other guy. Like, so, and then the next one comes in, and again, it's completely different. Like, there's no, again, like you say, there's no plan to what they're doing. I just feel like it's, oh, he's available, we'll go and get him. Maybe we'll go and get him because someone else wants him, so stopping him getting him. And then we're going to put him on an 8-year contract. And there's young guys that are on 8-year contracts that now know that, okay, if we have a couple of bad years, you know, like, hopefully they're not built like that and they want to play well. But if they are built like that, then what's the incentive to play well? Like, you've got 8 years on top wages. If you don't play well, you might get loaned out to another club. You're still going to get them wages. I just don't understand the plan there. And obviously I'm a bit biased, but I agreed with Mitch at the start of the season. I thought Pochettino was the right man for the job because it was a rebuild. He done that at Spurs. Young players, I think he can get his arm around them. But some of the press conferences I've heard in the last couple of weeks, I'm getting a bit worried about him. That he's coming out with some weird stuff, and maybe Chelsea's get into him. I don't know. Like, I think maybe he needs one performance, and he needs maybe he needs time, and time you're not going to get at Chelsea. So I just feel it's a weird appointment. I can't see it getting any better. So I'd have to agree again with Sam. Christmas, he might be lucky to get there.
My little theory onto why it's so bad is that they think, from what I had a look at their signings, I picked about 7 top incoming, and I'd say the 7 main outgoings. And it's like they're gambling on potential, because it's like some of them don't know how to win a game. And then when I looked at the numbers, it was stark. Like, it really, like, crikey. So, like, I think the one success story from Chelsea's side this year has been Sterling. He looks electric, like he used to. He's running at people, looks dangerous. And I think that's got something to do because he's just played a long time and he's a proper pro, right? I went into the stats. So, obviously, Caicedo, he's had 49 games in the Prem, 10 cup games, and 12 in, like, Eredivisie. Nkunku, who I think is a cracking player, but he's injured. I'll get to his numbers in a sec. They've got Lavia, 29 Prem games, a couple in the FA Cup, a couple in the League Cup. Cole Palmer has only got 22 starts in the Prem. One of their signings who I do think's played all right so far is that the centre half, Alex Desai.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's played 130 Liga games. So he's played some football. He knows what's going on. But then you go to the next one, Nicholas Jackson up front, who's busy, but he got a goal midweek. But he's played 34 La Liga games and 8 Europa Conference games. Oh, sorry, Europa League games. Slight difference. And then there's another signing they got who's just a snip at 27 million euros. Leslie Ugachukwu.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try and help you on that one.
Yeah. Well, I think I've done all right. And if I did pronounce that wrong, that's due to the cold. So he's had 47 league games. And all of them players I mentioned there come to 324 million. Now,
mental.
I think it's safe to say there ain't much football being played in all of them players. Desai and Nkunku aside, because Nkunku's played 175 in the Bundesliga. So 31 Champions League games. Oh, sorry, that's 175 in Germany and France. But it's still a fair number of league games.
Yeah, top.
It's safe to say.
Yeah.
Chelsea's outgoings, right? Kai Havertz, 97 Premier League games, 118 Bundesliga, 39 caps, 40 games in the Champions League. Mason Mount, whether you think he's good, bad, or indifferent, he still played 131 Prem games.
Same applies to Kai Havertz, by the way.
Yeah, very true. In fact, it turns out we might as well ignore the Prem ones and just go off the Bundesliga ones.
Yeah.
That's when he was good.
Yeah.
Right. Lukaku, again, he don't seem to work at Chelsea, but he's worked everywhere else, like 278 Prem games. Another 100 in Serie A, 110 caps. There's so much footballing knowledge and they're just passing out the doors because they think it's not worth it. Kovacic.
Lukaku's probably got more league goals than most of them signings.
Exactly. Kovacic went Man City on a free. He's played 106 times in the Prem. 80 games in Serie A, 73 in the Liga, 95 caps for Croatia.
Yeah.
And then a couple of others, Koulibaly, Christian Pulisic, even Loftus-Cheek, all got caps for their countries, and they've let them all go. Lukaku's only on a loan fee as well, so it's not like they've got that much money coming in for him.
And the 2 keepers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to them.
Yeah.
So there's all of them games, all of that NAS. They've just let it go. So what's Pochettino working with?
Yeah.
Who's he rely on?
Thiago Silva's played about 2,000 games, hasn't he?
That's true.
Well, but
you're right. You're right that there isn't anything to kind of knit all these young players around, which would make sense.
Yeah.
Would be a plan.
All of them stats kind of back up my thoughts now on Chelsea, and I don't say this often. My working out and my decision of putting Chelsea anywhere near the top 4 was massively fucking wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I rarely admit it, but this one I've got horrendously wrong.
We've got a clip for the week.
A couple of times now.
Clip of the week, clip of the season.
I've watched them a couple of times now, and yeah, everything that you guys have said is right. It's teams, there's no balance to the team. Like, you've got some very good players and a very good manager, but it's a basket case of a club. And where are the leaders? Like, even if they're not as talented as the other players around them, where are the leaders? If Thiago Silva doesn't play, I can't think of another player you look in that team and think he's a real leader. And no matter how much talent you put in a team, without real leaders, you don't win games. And you've got to have that core. They have to be throughout the team. They can't just have 1 or 2. You've got to have 3 or 4 leaders in different positions for your team to function. It's just the way team sports work. And maybe it was my naivety thinking, Poch could blend it all together and get the young players playing well with the high tempo football, with a couple of lead like with a Thiago Silva and maybe Reece James and maybe one other who would link it in with that leadership. But no, it's just never going to work. Looking at their side, it doesn't work, and it's never going to work. Regardless, they have to go out. They think that they've beat fair play by signing these players on 8-year deals. I think they've done the absolute opposite. They've ruined themselves for the next 8 years. Because as much as these players would potentially be good for the next 8 years, they now haven't got the money to sign the players that they need for the next 3 or 4 years to teach these players on 8 years deals how to win games, how to be leaders, how to be at the top of the league and get to the last few stages of cups and stuff like that. You need players around to teach players like that. Stuckey mentioned a load of players there. The one that I think is also a massive miss that slipped under the radar, Jorginho. Didn't go in the summer, in January last year, but like these players are massive leaders. Jorginho, Kovacic, Aubameyang, like they're captains. They captain their countries at times. They're captains. It's regardless of what they bring talent-wise and stuff like that. They're players that players will look up to.
Yeah.
And in them hard moments, they'll say certain things that the young players will build off and stuff like that. And without them players, you've literally got nothing as a team.
And even if Jorginho throws in the odd mistake, sometimes, he's got that leadership.
I mean,
it's just a basket case of a club that I can't see how they turn it around for me.
And two of their senior players in James and Chilwell, I do like them as players, but unfortunately, keep picking up knocks.
Yeah, but Chilwell, he's not a leader.
No,
he's not someone you look at as a leader. He's just an older professional. James is what, 24?
Yeah.
Does he get an armband anywhere else in the top 7? No.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher as a captain is a worry, right?
Yeah. Does he get near the armband at England? No.
Yeah.
So is he really a leader? He might get an armband at Chelsea, but because he's probably been there the longest out of the whole bloody squad, he's 24 years old.
Yeah. Tell you what, surely you mentioned Gallagher, another player they openly tried flogging so many times, but didn't get the right price, and Potter's played him virtually every game because he's played football. He knows what the score is.
Is that though again a sign of a bit of worry? The fact that does that show that he's not really in control there, Pochettino? Is that him saying if Pochettino rates Gallagher that much that he's making him his captain, he's not in control of that transfer because why are they trying to flog him?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 2 weeks later, why is he then making him his captain? There's some sort of unrest there, I feel like. It's weird.
Yeah. The other thing that it looks like to me is Todd Bowley has gone too much down the football manager route of things.
How dare you?
No. But to be real, that Chelsea squad on Football Manager, you'd win things with that squad with Chelsea on Football Manager. Because all of these other little variables of leaders and stuff like that and the bits that you need in the dressing room behind the scenes don't matter on Football Manager.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
It's a team built of players that you'd look at and think, I need to bring in a little wonder kid in this position. And they've got loads of them dotted around their squad, but there's nothing to blend all of that together. And I think he's gone too far down that route. I know football uses that database and they use the scouting system quite well, but you've got to blend it together with all of the other bits of the behind the scenes and the leaders on the training ground and the guys that don't play, that bring the whole dressing room together, that make a team a team.
Yeah. Best players don't make the best team.
Yeah, exactly.
Works at every level of football, doesn't it?
Our club captain is still Jamal Lascelles. Last season, he got more yellow cards from the bench than he got starts in the Premier League. And from the bench, I mean, not even on the pitch, yellow cards than starts in the Premier League. And he's our club captain. Players like that, they're not, they might not play every game, but they bring the squad together as a team. And they're key to that.
Yeah.
Set the standards,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I still think Poch is a cracking manager, but I don't think he's got much there to work with. And anything he does, is it built on sand? It's all just going to get whipped away if they get, the economics scream a good deal.
Yeah.
They said Real Madrid were asking. There was like rumours in the paper of Real Madrid asking about Reece James, and they didn't say he's not for sale. There's like, I'd only take an unbelievable price for him to leave. If you want someone to stay, he's not for sale. You don't, flutter your eyelashes and go, oh, you take a silly bid.
Yeah.
But they have to now.
Yeah.
They have to, or they're ruined. Because
Well, they're not going to get Champions League football the way.
No,
well, actually, I'm saying that
anywhere.
we've all just gone to town on them. So if anyone is listening, lump your money on Chelsea to clean up over the next few months, because we've just set them up beautifully.
And another point, we spoke about strikers' graveyard at Chelsea. It looks like a manager's graveyard as well these days.
Yeah.
But no one makes it out of Chelsea with a better reputation as a manager at the minute. They just get battered and they come out the other end and they're scratching around for a job. But Potter went in there. He had a lot of plaudits. I don't know if it's a Brighton thing or whether Stocky just doesn't like Brighton managers, but he didn't like Potter much. He doesn't like De Zerbi. And Potter came out the other end looking like a broken man. And Potter's looking pretty broken already.
Yeah. Well, it couldn't happen to a nicer club, could it? Right. After that was almost a serious chat for us there.
I thought it was quite light on them there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we weren't too reactionary, were we? We had some theory to it.
Yeah.
So from having some, So from having some knowledge on something, we'll go to probably not having a lot of knowledge on something. I made a little game for us this week.
Okay.
All right. Testing your merit. One of the years, Shawnee, will be a bit tough on you, so I tried to spread it out. We're going to be guessing members of the England squad. So you'll take it in turn one by one, and you'll keep going round until there's one person left. And if you can't name a member of that squad in an acceptable amount of time, then you're out. And if it gets to a round and all three of you have not managed to get one, then you're all back in again. I've explained it. It sounds a lot harder than it is, but it's actually quite simple, right? So all you got to do basically is just name a member of the squad and don't repeat one that someone's already said, oh, you're out. I take it by your silence, Sam, you understood that?
Yeah, as long as it's not international squads, I should be all right at this.
Perfect. So, England Euro 96.
Hey.
96. Oh my
Sean,
God.
how old were you in 96, mate?
I was 3.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Remember it well.
No excuses then.
Yeah.
You were 3 and Sam was probably battered on the other side of the world, so it might even up.
No, I was only a nipper.
96. Right, okay.
You were doing your GCSEs in that year, wasn't you?
I was studying hard.
GCSE?
What was her name?
O levels.
Yeah, that's more like
levels. Yeah. At grammar school.
Yeah. Right then. We'll start with the old boy first. Sam, member of Euro 96 squad, go.
Yeah, Stuart Pearce.
Yeah. Mitch.
Seaman.
Yeah. Shawnee.
Paul Ince?
Yeah. Sam.
Anderton. Darren Anderton.
Oh, yes.
Nice. Mitch.
Gascoigne.
Ah, that was my one.
Easy. Shawnee.
Oh, dear. Tony Adams.
Lovely. Back around to you, Sam.
Sheringham.
Yeah. Mitch.
Shearer.
Right. It's going to start getting a bit juicier now. Shawnee.
Not sure about this one. Nicky Butt. No, he's not there, is he?
Oh,
So,
bit early.
can't be. Yeah.
he is not. Right, so you're relying on one of these two, or both of them, which I don't think they'll do. Right, who's next? Sam again. Oh, you're at that round. Sorry, Sean. Sam?
McManaman.
Good shot. Mitch?
G-Nev.
G-Nev. Nice. Sam?
Yep, starting to struggle now. I'm gonna go with Ferdinand. Les Ferdinand.
Yep.
Nigel Martin.
Mitch? Oh, no.
Ooh.
He
I
weren't
had
in there.
loads more. I had about 4 or 5 more as well. I just went for a rogue one for the sake of it.
Oh, no. You've buggered. Go on then, Sam, just to confirm it. I think you've won anyway, but just to confirm it.
David Batty, Gareth Southgate. That's fucking loads, mate.
Well, that's brilliant because Batty weren't in there either.
Batty was 98. Batty missed a penalty in 98. Southgate missed a penalty in 96.
Right.
Nicky Barmby would have been my next one.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was in. Right.
Oh, nice.
Mr.
I
O
told you.
levels won the first round.
I was studying hard in '96.
Yeah. Right. So Mitch mentioned Southgate. The other players were David Platt,
Oh.
Steve Howie, Jamie Redknapp, Sol Campbell, Steve Stone, Robbie Fowler, Phil Neville, and the backup keepers were Tim Flowers and Ian Walker.
Oh.
It should have been Nigel Martin. Ian Walker was never quite on that level. That's the problem I'm having here.
He used to concede and then laugh. Oh, frustrating.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to
a
step
very,
out
very
at this
97.
point. I've got a 9:30 cutoff, so I'm going to have to leave there with my quiz champion status intact, gents.
Oh,
There was 2 more rounds.
I know, but
there's 2 more rounds, mate.
I know there is, but unfortunately, jet lag's kicking in, Stocks. So I'm gonna slide out of you with yet another quiz win. Another quiz win. Gents,
sorry, you've
have
missed 2
yourselves
rounds.
a lovely footballing weekend. Think of me in Romford, and I'll catch up. Fingers crossed later next week.
Yes.
I wish I went 5-0 Newcastle now, Sam.
All right. Well, now he's going. We can really slag him off. Right. That's proper scuppered game. It looks like you two are just going face to face for the next two.
Yeah.
Next
Not
2
good for me, I don't think.
I can't even remember what years you said, so here we go.
That rum's kicking in, is it?
We got yeah. Right. Now, Mitch, you got to do a shot for everyone you get right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Give me a chance.
I'll go swimming tomorrow, so I don't want to drown.
World Cup 2006.
Oh, hello.
World Cup 2006. Yeah, so
you could be in for a winner here, Sean. These are prime drinking years for me.
Shawnee.
I'm just gonna go Lampard.
Safe.
Yeah.
Safe shot. Good go.
Gerrard.
Mitch.
Gerrard.
Yeah. Get some golden generation vibes here, lads. Surely.
Yeah, further than that.
Yeah. Mitch.
I didn't even hear what he said then.
Ferdinand.
He said Ferdinand.
Oh.
Rio, not Anton.
What a crime that was.
2006. Well, we've got to still have had Scholesy as well then.
He's had an absolute Western. No skulls.
Wow.
What?
Who's had a Western? Mitch or the manager? What the hell?
He must have been injured.
Yeah.
So, Shawnee, just put a bow on it. Go on, name us another one.
Well, I'm going to go safe and go Gary Neville.
Right, That is
I was going to go
ridiculous.
Matthew Upton. Was he in there?
No.
Okay.
Jeez,
Like I didn't
God,
know.
I thought this would be
Safe
quite.
would have been Rooney, surely.
Yeah, well, you should have tried that one.
Yeah, fucking
Skulls, I
Skulls.
thought was safe, to be fair, yeah.
That's for me.
Right, for the multitude of squad members you didn't get, Paul Robinson, Ashley Cole, John Terry, David Beckham, Wayne Rooney, as Mitch said, Michael Owen, Joe Cole, Sol Campbell, David James, Wayne Bridge, Jamie Carragher, Owen Hargreaves, Jermaine Genus, Howe, Michael Carrick, Aaron Lennon, Stuart Drowning, Peter Crouch, Scott Carson, and Theo Walcott.
Oh, Defoe wasn't there. I was going to go Defoe. Wow.
Wait, was this you not 2006? Is that Joe Cole goal from our intro or outro, isn't it?
Yeah,
Against Sweden.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Like I
when
say,
we,
prime drinking years. I don't know what happened in
Yeah.
them years, mate.
It's
Well,
all
I'll
a
tell you
From
what did
18
happen.
to 22, it makes no sense, mate. I don't know what happened.
we went out and bought the
Yeah.
shirts that year because
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
red ones with the gold writing. I had Joe
Yeah.
Cole, and I can't remember who you had.
We both had Joe Cole on the back, mate.
Yeah, Paul Scholes.
Oh, right. yeah, Skull should have been playing. Right. And,
Yeah, we both went out
and,
on the same day to get shirts. Met up in the evening. Both had Joe Cole on the back.
Oh, you
Yeah.
cool kids.
well, only it's very true. Right. And to top it off, so Sean, you could either win this outright because Sam's disqualified,
Yeah, I'll take it.
or Mitch can draw it level. Keeping it in 10 years blocks, Euros 2016.
Oh,
Mate.
right.
I'll give.
This is my blur, you see. So,
This weren't the one that we was in Bratislava for, was it?
No,
Thank God
I
for that.
don't think so.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, that was a World Cup.
Yeah,
That
may
would have
give
been-
away
that
a
would have been
player,
18.
but it's when England played Wales.
yeah.
Right. So, who went first on the last one?
I went first.
All right, Mitch,
Daniel
go
Sturridge.
for it, mate.
Yeah. The Wales game. That's exactly what I was going to say.
What'd you say?
Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy.
Oh, big shout, Shawnee.
Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Dele Alli.
Oh, yeah, he was in the squad. Well played.
What year are we? 16.
Yeah.
Holy sh- Rooney.
Of course.
Joe Hart.
Yeah. Hot dog.
Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Danny Rose.
Yep. Oh, you boys have gone 1, 2, 3. My OCD is very sated.
Problems.
I mean, there's
What
plenty here.
played
You'd
in
be proper
midfield in
kicking
that team?
yourselves.
Yeah, we will. 16's what? 8 years ago. I don't even know.
Oh,
I'm struggling. I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
Gareth Barry.
you didn't give me a chance to help you out. No, Barry's not there.
oh.
Right. So, Shawnee, you actually need
Should've
to
gone
get
Milner.
this. You need
Yeah,
to
I think I've got one. No, I'm big. Sterling.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Nailed it.
Has to be. Who the
Yeah.
fuck played at centre back? Like,
That's what I was trying to think. Was it?
I'm
wasn't
not thinking
Maguire,
of
was
centre
it?
backs. I can't think of no one. I'm thinking of like Maguire, and then I'm going all the way back to Sol Campbell, and it makes no sense.
Well, I'll do it in squad number order because that's how I've written down.
Yeah.
James Milner, Gary Cahill, Chris Smalling,
Cahill.
Oh my god,
Adam Lallana,
we were
Nathaniel-
terrible.
Nathaniel Klein, Fraser Forster, Jordan Henderson, John Stones, Eric Dyer, Jack Wilshere, Ross Barkley, Ryan Bertrand, Marcus Rashford, and Tom Heaton.
Yeah, we were shit.
Stones was there. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a terrible, terrible, terrible team.
Yeah, it is.
It's just terrible.
Roy the boy done us well to get past Wales, didn't he?
Oh, mate, it's just terrible.
Wait, before you chucked out Gareth Barry, I was about to say all of them are still playing. And then you went and said Barry, who's the only one that's retired.
Wilshire's not playing.
Oh, that's good job.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking trying to lie to me.
Maybe that run makes you a little bit sharper.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't. I would have won all of them without the run, I'm telling you.
Why do I get a feeling the next episode of the pod's just going to turn into a drinking game?
Well, I reckon next week. Sam's departed before I was going to suggest we go through why it's called Where the Owl Sleeps. So we'll have to wait for him to return to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should jump onto our reviews next week and see how bad we are at predicting stuff.
Oh, God.
Some slightly delayed knee-jerk reactions. Interesting.
Yeah. After I think Sean's got the first bang on of the year last week with the Desmond.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the first bang on we've had.
Bloody hell.
Something to hang your hat on. Well,
Yeah.
Unless anyone's got anything else to add for this week.
No,
I think so.
apart from the fact that Ram and Dr. Pepper go together very well. I've got nothing else to add. So all the pubs out there that are listening, get some Dr. Pepper on tap, please.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I can't say anything better.
It's a good way to end, I think. Yeah.
Have a good one, lads. Enjoy the weekend's football, and speak to you soon.
Yeah.
Nice one, boys.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.